Hey everybody, this is Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze. Hopefully you had a wonderful weekend. We got back from the disc golf experience at Arrowhead Stadium, and that was an amazing event. So cool. Hopefully you're able to follow us on our Instagram and Snapchat and kind of see what was going on as it was happening. Got quite a few videos to work on for that, so be on the lookout for that at our YouTube channel, youtube.com/dynamic discs. But the reason I have this special episode is that we had it's the third Monday of the month, which means Jeremy Rusco joined us in the Dynamic Disc studio, where we went live on our Facebook channel. And Jeremy discussed some updates coming from Westside, Latitude 64, Dynamic Discs, Handeye Supply subscription service. Talked a little bit about Junior Worlds, showed off one of the nice little gifts that some of the junior players are going to be getting, and talked about our trip that we're going to Tyyni. Now, I'm going to give you the audio for that, where if you want to listen to the audio, if you enjoy podcasts and getting information via the podcast, then this is going to be for you. But I will warn you, there will be some parts where we will talk about things we are showing the camera, and obviously you can't see them with the audio, but at least I think you'll still get some information about the latest that's going on here at Dynamic Discs. If you would rather watch the video, go ahead and hit stop right now, and we should have the regular episode going up in the next few days. And go out to our YouTube channel. I'm going to upload that as well. Go to our YouTube channel and watch that, or go to our Facebook channel and watch it there as well. Without anything more else to say, here it is. Hey everybody, welcome to Dynamic Discs Updates with Jeremy Rusco. I am your host, and I have the biggest host of them all. I'm Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze, and I have with me, obviously, Jeremy Rusco. He's going to give us some updates on Dynamic Discs, Latitude 64, Westside Discs, Handeye Supply, all kinds of stuff. As we wait for people to tune in, Jeremy, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. A great weekend. Obviously, we're going to talk about Arrowhead Stadium, the disc golf experience at Arrowhead Stadium here in a little bit, but just had a lot of fun and just kind of setting in, realizing that we are going to be traveling over to Finland and Sweden, our European travel for the Tyyni. Super excited about making that trip over the big pond and doing that trip with you, Robert McCall, Eric McCabe, and I know we've got a lot of players that are joining as well, such as Paige Pierce, Ricky Wysocki, and plenty more, almost, I think, 800 players that are going to be playing the Tyyni. A lot of Americans that are coming over to be a part of that event. And I know that Yuha and his crew have been working their tail off to make sure that everything can go just as great as possible. And really, really, really looking forward to getting on the road there. So we are going to leave next Monday.
Jeez.
Can you believe it? Next Monday, travel through the night, I guess, through the different time zones, and get over to Helsinki on Tuesday mid-afternoon and head over to the Tyyni and have a good time and spend pretty much the entire week there at the Tyyni. So it'll be your first time over to Finland, huh?
Yeah, it'll be my first time to Finland. I guess it's good that we're leaving in the evening. That way we can kind of sleep overnight in the plane. Is that what's going to happen? Is that
Hopefully.
Okay.
I can't ever sleep.
You can't. I'm going to try to sleep.
Hopefully this time. So we're going to be there in Helsinki basically until Sunday, and then on Sunday we are going to go to the new Power Grip store in Tampere. I'm not very good at my pronunciation of all these towns, and we're going to do basically Power Grip just opened up a brand new store there. Looks fantastic, looks amazing. Check out their page on Facebook or Instagram, because they did a lot of really neat stuff inside that store. I'm going to do a little meet and greet there, say hello to everybody. And then that next Monday, July 2nd, we're going to a town that I can't pronounce.
Are you going to try? Where's it at?
And
Jyväskylä.
Yeah.
Jyväskylä. I know I butchered that.
This is embarrassing.
But I wanted to try.
And essentially, we're going to have Ricky and Paige and Eric McCabe with us doing a lot of stuff. And we're going to go to the local budget sports store that has a immense disc golf selection there. And we're also going to do the first ever Champ Challenge. Champ Challenge. I don't know all the ins and outs of it, except that players get to use 4 discs. In the player pack, they're going to get a compass, an explorer, a defender, and they're also going to be able to bring their own putter and participate in that. So I'm going to do that on Monday, July 2nd, July 3rd. We do another couple hours of travel and go to a Qopia, where we're going to go to the local budget sports store there from noon to 1 and do another meet and greet, say hello to everybody, and travel around to Oulu the next day, July 4th, and check out the Power Grip store there. And then we're going to go over to Skellefteå and be in Skellefteå for this Tyyni Open and visit the Latitude 64 factory and see all of our friends over there in Skellefteå. So it's going to be a fantastic trip.
Absolutely.
Can't wait for it.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm looking forward to having a good time. So we're updating you on things that are going on here at DD Latitude Westside and different places here. If you have any questions on what we're talking about or anything else, put them in the comments below. I will try to capture them. Facebook's kind of funny the way to do it, but I will try to grab them, put them on a note that we have, and we'll be able to answer those here later on down the show. So yes, I'm definitely looking forward to Tyyni. I'm looking forward to my first time in Finland. It's going to be amazing. Then of course my third time going back to Sweden. It's going to be really good times. I'm looking forward to the sunlight all day.
Yes. That's so weird and awesome.
No, I'm not looking forward to the sun. No, it's going to be cool because I want to play. I know Robert's anxious about playing disc golf at midnight when it's still bright outside. So that's going to be cool. What else we got next?
Well,
Jeremy?
I think it's time to check out or talk about Arrowhead Stadium. The disc golf experience at Arrowhead Stadium was this last Saturday, and we had over 500 players that came out to experience the event at the stadium there. And I tell you what, I love the Chiefs. I love going to the Chiefs games, but throwing some discs at Arrowhead Stadium was just a great time. We heard nothing but great things from all the players that were there, from hearing your name for your tee off. We brought our announcer here, Scott Hayes from Emporia, and he announced over 500 names for the event. Seeing Casey Wolf out there throwing some discs and having some fun with all of us was really cool. And then, my favorite thing at the end, up at the Ford fan zone, which was up there at the top of the stadium as a part of the VIP experience, we all got to throw discs onto we were aiming for the 50-yard line in the center there where the basket was on the KC Arrowhead. And just, everybody had a great time. And I know that you can throw a disc a long way when you're hundreds of feet up in the air. Yeah,
it was a good time. It was a little on the warm side, but that didn't stop everybody from having a good time. When I was walking around taking pictures and doing video and stuff like that, it was nothing but a good time. People throwing their burst judge. They had this fusion, or not fusion, this is what, a classic burst
blend burst.
Classic blend burst. So everybody had a great time. It's just a really cool experience to be able to throw discs in a stadium. So I don't know if or when we're doing it next or where.
We're always working on something.
But if we're in your area, I highly recommend you attending a stadium event for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy to get done with one event, and obviously that was a big event, and Doug's been working his butt off, and the entire staff at Dynamic Discs. I mean, we had a great turnout from the Emporia crew and the Kansas City store, brought their staff out. But this weekend, we've got the United States Amateur Match Play Championship Finals that are being hosted and held here in Emporia, and I think there's 52 players who are expected to show up to that. And out of those players, everybody that shows up, we're handing them $500 in cash to help cover their travel expenses to get to the finals here in Emporia. So I know they're going to be really happy to receive that envelope of 20s and 50s and 100s. And then, of course, the top prize that these players are playing for is an 18-hole veteran course, or 18 veteran baskets, 18 tee signs, and discs for life.
That sounds like a song. Discs for life. For life. No, that's a different song. That's a different song.
Okay, I can't sing. So we're going to be blasting the media with that, obviously, letting everybody know what's going on there. But check out discgolfmatchplay.com. You're going to be seeing a lot of stuff on social media coming up for that event. And I know that everybody that comes into town for that's going to have a great time. And of course, the person that takes home the grand prize is going to be even that much more excited to take home all that awesome stuff. And then with singles being over, we are hosting the United States Amateur Match Play doubles, and we've had a couple event changes on that. So you might want to check out discgolfmatchplay.com, check out some of the information there. But we've put the focus around that to more on the local side. So we're not putting the big emphasis on coming to Emporia for the finals. We are putting more emphasis on more of a regional and local doubles match play. There's still a lot of great prizes. There's absolutely some great prizes for the finals that will be held in Emporia. And you can host your local bracket from July and or August. And I know that people are getting registered for that and excited for doubles match play, which is something that's really cool.
Yep, for sure. Now I'm going to get things set up for the next segment here, Jeremy. So you go ahead and talk about it and I'll get it set up.
So the next thing, the Junior World Championships coming here to Emporia, Kansas for this year. And oh yes, today we just got something in the mail from Zuka. Zuka, one of the presenting sponsors, one of the major sponsors of the event. And I'm doing my best, Vanna. We have 170. Last I looked, 170 juniors signed up, ready to play in this event. And I tell you what, with Zuka being a major sponsor, I think you're going to get your money worth when you come here to Emporia. And of course, a lot of the other disc golf manufacturers have jumped on board to be a part of this event. So these players are going to be going home with a lot of amazing stuff just for showing up to Emporia. And then, of course, we've got some great disc golf happening. I'm going to be using the 2 courses at Jones, Peter Pan, Hammond Park, Flint Hills Tech College, and the final. Well, and the Emporia Country Club will be used for throughout the week, and the finals will be out at the Emporia Country Club. So check out pdgajuniorworlds.com. If you haven't signed up and you are a junior, make sure you get signed up. Or if you're a mom or dad listening, or a grandma or grandpa or whatever, aunt or uncle, get your junior signed up and know that they're going to have a great time here in Emporia for the Junior World Championships that we are hosting July 11th through the 14th.
Absolutely. Now, if you're just tuning in, this is the Dynamic Discs update with Jeremy Rusco. This is where he kind of goes over some of the new things that are happening, some recaps of some events, just to make sure that you guys are up to date on everything that's happening. You know, so far we've talked about the Arrowhead experience, the Arrowhead Stadium, disc golf experience at Arrowhead Stadium, the Amateur Match Play Championship. So you can find all this information at dynamicdisc.com. Obviously, the different menus there. This will be later rebroadcast on YouTube if you missed it and you want to catch back up. If you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments below, and I will see if I can get to them and ask them of Jeremy. What else we got next, Jeremy?
Well, we have been working on getting product placements, getting our discs and our bags in some of the larger retail stores across the country for a while now. And I know that when you venture into Academy Sports, we've had a lot of people happy to be able to get discs from Dynamic Discs there at Academy Sports. And one of the other major players in the sporting goods retail store chain is obviously Dick's Sporting Goods. And just a couple weeks ago, we got our first order in from Dick's Sporting Goods. So it's a test. We're going to get this order out to 50 Dick's Sporting Goods stores across the country. And you're going to be able to find a lot of our different products. And one of the things that's exciting about the way that Dick's Sporting Goods was wanting to get this set up is like at Academy Sports, we only have specific discs that are at those that are in Academy, and with Dick's Sporting Goods, essentially it's an assortment. So when something new comes out and might be more popular than something that isn't, we're going to make sure that we can filter those into the stores and give a little more variety, just some different things that we haven't been able to do with some of the other retail stores. So. Really looking forward to seeing our stuff in Dick's Sporting Goods.
Do we know which area? Can we say?
They're all over the country.
Okay, all over the country.
California, Texas, Kansas, Oklahoma. It's everywhere.
Show that, Danny, bring up that graphic real quick again. It's just kind of a cool thing that our graphics guys worked on. But this is what you're going to see displayed when you go to a Dick's Sporting Goods and they have our products. So look for that display, and make sure if you are looking for our products, you head out to a Dick's Sporting Goods near you. Now, if they don't have it,
make sure you ask for it.
Make sure you ask somebody. Say, hey, I heard that you guys are supposed to be carrying it. How come you don't have it in here? And just fall on the floor and start crying. And until they give in. No, I'm just teasing. Don't do that.
Actually, please do it.
Oh yeah, go ahead and do it.
Yeah,
and get a video of it and send it to us, please do it. No, I'm not advocating you do anything like that. But go ahead.
It actually does make a difference when you do ask for something like that. And now that we're set up in their system and we are able to ship to them, the more requests that their store gets for stuff from Dynamic Discs, they're going to get the trigger pulled on making an order with us. And I think it's important to know that a disc golf specialty store is absolutely going to carry more discs and more product than a Dick's Sporting Goods or an Academy Sports. But it's also important to know that most people, when they first get started with disc golf, they do venture to Dick's Sporting Goods or Academy. And so this is a great place for new people to get involved in the sport. And we are very, very, very excited to be partnered up with Dick's Sporting Goods from here on out.
Absolutely. What else we got next, Jeremy, you want to talk about?
This weekend was a great display of just how passionate our staff is. It was hot at Arrowhead Stadium. It was a lot of work to keep everybody hydrated, and they were working their tail off. And I just we put together a little. I don't know, a month or two ago, we put a staff page together for our staff, and a lot of it shares our staff's stories in terms of how they got to Dynamic Discs, who they are, what their favorite discs are, maybe even what their favorite food is. I'm not even sure what all's on there, but there's a lot of different information depending on who filled everything out. And I just want to encourage you to take a look at our staff page. If you've been communicating with somebody, if you want to know a little bit more about Bobby Brown, maybe you can look on the staff page and maybe learn about his story a little bit. So I know we got a lot of people that are also looking at how to get a job, how to get a career at Dynamic Discs. And you can also find that on the webpage or on our website now. You'll find the dynamicdisc.com/careers and figure out how to let us know that you're interested in a job. And we are constantly seeming to be hiring and bringing people on board. And I just think, again, that we have the most motivated, the most passionate staff in the disc golf industry that is really looking to grow the sport and stay on top of everything. So
excellent. So next up, we're going to talk about Trilogy Challenges. I've got the Trilogy Challenge discs here just so you can get familiar with the look of them. Of course, we have the Westside Discs Maiden, which is the putter. Looking good there with a burst.
I have heard so many good things about the Maiden.
I have.
Yeah.
I know firsthand from Facebook on our Messenger, we're getting a lot of messages. People are like, when is this coming out in regular stock stamp? They want to get their hands on this.
Got to play a Trilogy Challenge.
Got to play a Trilogy Challenge now. And then the mid-range is the Dynamic Discs Patrol, a understable, controllable mid-range. There's
even controllable for Bobby.
Even for me. I like it.
Even for Bobby.
I've got one. Anthony played a Trilogy Challenge, and of course, Mr. Big Arm Anthony couldn't. It's too much. It's not enough, or he's too much of a man for it, apparently. What? So he gave it to me.
Well, hey, no, here's something. So the Patrol is obviously an understable mid-range disc.
Oh,
it is.
Yes.
It is our most understable mid-range disc that we have.
Yes.
Now, here's something that I found very interesting. Bryce Longerbone, one of our master players from Texas, he actually won a tournament this last weekend, and he loves the Patrol.
Really?
For rollers.
Yes.
He was rolling this thing, the Patrol, like over 400 feet out at the Cedar Hill Trilogy Challenge. So it's a great get out of trouble disc. It's a great disc for people that don't have quite a big of an arm. It's it's just people I think are underrating that disc for all the different utility shots that it can be. I know that Ron Converse is loving the Patrol as well.
When I filmed him doing the testing of the Patrol, he really liked it for roller shots. So
yeah.
If you want, we're going to special order. We can special order these where we're going to put the LER at the end. If you're a big arm, so it'll be a patroller.
Oh,
Pat roller.
You want to know something funny?
What?
As I was driving over to your house, there's that sheriff that's not too far away.
Yeah.
Has to keep his eye on you.
Yeah.
On the back, it says Sheriff Patrol.
Should we tape a patrol and a sheriff
Absolutely,
on the back
we're
of
going
this?
to.
Okay, so anyway, so the driver for the Trilogy Challenge is a Latitude 64 musket, and this is another one that a lot of people are singing high praises. They really enjoy the musket as the fairway driver. So just getting good feedback from all the Trilogy Challenges going on all across the nation. They're still going on, going strong. So make sure you go to trilogychallenge.com. Look for that event tab, and you'll be able to find out if there is an event near you. If there isn't one near you, host one. I like to call them a turnkey tournament or a tournament in a box. You can go to the TD or the FAQ section of trilogychallenge.com and just see just how easy it is to order the player packs that you need. We've give you even hints and tips and tricks on how to have a successful one. I encourage you to run one if you don't have one in your area, or if you do have one in your area, play it and maybe run one a month from now.
Yeah. Speaking of that,
all kinds of opportunities.
Speaking of that, so I missed our local Trilogy Challenge. I was really upset about that. That was the day after the 100-mile bike race, the Dirty Kansas.
Oh, come on.
And I just wasn't feeling, I was worn out, I guess is the moral story. But Keith out at New Life Christian Church hosted his first ever. He's had zero tournament experience. He's the one responsible for the course at New Life Christian Church, and he hosted a Trilogy Challenge to raise money for tee pads to get installed at the course, and he raised over $800 to get tee pads installed for that course. So
there you go.
Just on a Saturday or Sunday, he was able to the tournament in the box Trilogy Challenge worked for him, and he raised over $800, and they are very close to getting the tee pads installed.
Excellent.
Oh, the other thing that's probably even more important to talk about, people asking about when they can get these. And typically, so the Trilogy Challenge runs through, I believe it's the first weekend in October. Right. So these are not available until October. But there's been a little bit of discussion about these not even coming out until 2019 as a stock item. We're just talking about it.
We just lost everybody.
It's not official. But it might happen.
I'm going to see it all over Facebook.
Yep. The Trilogy Challenge discs, the Musket, the Maiden, the Patrol, might not be available as a stock item in 2018. We're still talking about it.
Okay.
Always working on something.
Next up, looks like we have something from Westside Discs. What do you want to talk about here, Jeremy?
Are we ready for some questions? I'm joking.
I haven't seen. Oh, yeah. There hasn't been any questions. Yes. No. A quick reminder: if you have any questions at all about what we've talked about, amateur match play, the Arrowhead Stadium experience, the what else did we talk about? Trilogy Challenges, our staff, careers. If you have any questions about Junior Worlds, if you have any specific questions about that, let us know in the comments. I'll try to grab them and ask them of Jeremy.
Moving along the west side, we had Kyle Webster here in Emporia on Friday. Then he went to Arrowhead Stadium on Saturday. I know he's been working with Anthony a lot on media, and I just think that's awesome. Kyle's been a great representative for Westside Discs, and we've got a lot of media coming out with Kyle working with Anthony to make those things happen. And obviously he worked with you and he worked with Danny to make things happen. So You're going to see some more stuff with Kyle. And I know that we've got Coda Hatfield coming to town, who I believe is the highest rated player on Team Westside. So you guys are going to soon learn more about some of the more visible, higher profile players from Westside. We've been updating the website for the team players and just the website in general, and are continuing to work on that. So if you check out westsidediscs.com, you're going to see some changes there. I know we've had some people, I've been talking about this backpack, the Westside Discs backpack, for a while. And unfortunately, I don't have the good news that I was hoping to share. We did get our next round of samples in, and not quite up to what we were hoping and expecting. So had a little bit of a delay on making things happen there. It's okay. It's not that big of a deal. We've got plenty of backpacks to choose from. But us having the backpack release from Westside is not happening tomorrow by any means. And then, here recently, the Anvil and the Warhorse just got released. And I tell you what, those two discs are incredible, and those have been game changers for a lot of people. The Warhorse, everything, it seems like that is the most overstable driver between all three lineups. And I know the Stiletto is been overstable, but this Warhorse is just a beast, and it fights the wind, and the Anvil as well. And if you look through a lot of the West Side, or a lot of the DD Latitude and West Side team player bags, you're going to find those two discs. So if you haven't picked one up, I strongly encourage you to try one. And if you're unsure about it, go check out a buyback retail store. You can try the disc for 2 weeks. If it doesn't work out for you, you can take it back, get the disc that is going to suit your game. But of course, check in with the local buyback retail store to understand all the details of how that program works.
Absolutely. Real quick, if you want to see some reviews on this, go to youtube.com/DG Weekly, as in Disc Golf Weekly. You can see Anthony's review on both the Anvil and the Warhorse. Or you can go to youtube.com/Westside. Is it Westside Golf Discs?
WestsideDisc.com.
Westside Discs. Danny has his reviews up on the Westside Discs YouTube channel. Make sure you search for that, subscribe, because we're going to have a lot more content coming out on there, specifically focusing on Westside mold, so you can get more information about that. So if you need to see some video reviews, you can go to those two channels and check them out for sure. You want to go through a couple questions we have here?
Sure, why not?
Okay, someone says Marshall versus Warden off the tee. What's the difference?
That's a question for people that play disc golf all the time, right?
You throw the Marshall. Don't you throw the Marshall?
I love the Marshall. I think it's a touch more overstable than the Warden. Both are great straight flying putters. I know Paige just posted something last week about how straight flying the Marshall is for her, and I see her use the Marshall all the time when she's approaching the basket. And both the Marshall and the Warden, very popular putters. All of our putters are popular. I don't know why that's the case, but anyway,
because they're good.
They are good. Robert, he swears by the Warden, obviously, but yeah. Next question.
Are there going to be any flex starts for the adults during Junior Worlds?
That is a great question. I would like to think that's going to be the case. I know that we are trying to do as many activities and as many events as we can. PDJJuniorWorlds.com will surely tell you. Let's see, click on event schedule. There's probably too many things. I can't even figure out what's going on.
I don't know that there's any. I don't remember seeing any flex seed tiers.
I'm not seeing anything on the schedule right now, but hopefully we can get something added, because obviously we want more events for people to enjoy their time in Emporia with.
All right. Next question says, what's being tossed around for the next stadium experience? I don't know. Do you know? You probably are not allowed to say.
We're always working on something. Always working on something. And let's see.
It'll have grass, I bet you.
It could have turf.
That's true. That's true. Will you be sending out feedback surveys to match what?
Back to the stadium.
You're going to give us a little juicy juice? Come on.
We kind of got to. The question was asked.
Well, yes. Anyway, go ahead. What can you tell us, Jeremy?
Well,
Doug's probably going to, as soon as, if you would. Okay, go.
Doug moved from Colorado, so maybe it's west of Kansas City.
Okay.
Maybe one of the stadiums we're talking to. There could be a bunch, but.
All right. There's your hint right there. Let's see. Will you be sending out a feedback survey to the Match Play TD so that the event can be tweaked for 2019 if you decide to do it again?
Yeah, absolutely. We are. We're learning a lot about Match Play. We're learning a lot about what we need to do to improve. I would say, obviously, the singles was a huge success for local TDs. It was a great experience for the players. Obviously, this weekend we're really looking forward to seeing everybody in Emporia. And yeah, we've heard some feedback. We've listened. We've made a couple adjustments to the way that doubles is being hosted, and we are absolutely going to be making changes for next year's United States Amateur Match Play Championships. And that's absolutely. So give us your feedback. You can always email events@dynamicdiscs.com to let us know that. I wouldn't even wait for a survey or wait for anything to come in. Let us know your feedback and know that we are listening.
Do you guys do warehouse tours?
Oh, absolutely. We give warehouse tours. It seems like every Friday there's a group of about 5 people that come to Emporia, sometimes more, sometimes less. But we give warehouse tours, and I think you just go to dynamicdisc.com and probably search under our services.
No, under resources, is it? Oh,
our services,
I'm sorry,
warehouse
right.
tour.
Our services warehouse tour.
And it's fun. Come check us out. Come say hi. We love seeing people from all over that come here. And of course, there's so much stuff to do in Emporia. You get to check out the warehouse. You get to come see the Dynamic Discs retail store. You get to play some of the disc golf courses that you've seen so many times on YouTube, with the Glass Blown Open and the World Championships being here. We just have a lot going on. We got a lot of great restaurants, and we've just got that small town atmosphere. And when you wear something disc golf in Emporia, people recognize it, and it's always cool to spark up conversation and tell people that you came from out of town, because it means so much to local businesses to see so many disc golfers from all over.
Absolutely. All right, let's get back to our agenda. We got next. You want to talk about a little bit of something with Latitude 64.
Latitude 64. So we're going to be there soon.
Yes,
we're going to have some discussions. I got a meeting agenda of things that every time I go over there, we spend a lot of time talking and planning. And whenever the owners of Latitude 64 come over here, we do plenty of talking. And of course, we're in communication literally almost on an everyday basis. But one of the things that's on the discussion table while we're over there is the soft justice, because we know that a lot of people want to see the soft justice come back. And I think those are selling for like 50, 60, 70 bucks right now somehow on the secondary market or the Facebook market, and trying to bring that back, trying to figure out how to make sure that we can get the production challenges figured out over there. But another thing that's absolutely on the table is the out of production.
You down with OOP?
OOP. I used to not know what that meant.
We won't talk about it on this show.
Okay. But so obviously our warehouse, when you come and get a warehouse tour, you're going to see just how many discs we have on the shelves.
Yes.
It's hard to keep all those discs in stock. It's hard to make sure that people still want those discs, because every year as we come out with so many new discs, sometimes those discs that came out 10 years ago have decreased in popularity.
Right.
And that might be just because we haven't talked about it enough. It might be because it isn't as good a disc as maybe something else in people's eyes.
Right.
And at the end of the day, there's only so many items that we can keep on our shelves. There's only so many items that the disc golfers are really demanding and requesting. And so a couple years ago, we took the Trident out of production. We took don't know why I can't think of the other ones. We took a couple other discs out of production. And the Villain, I think, I should know them all. I can't. I should have done my research.
The Fugitive already out of
production? The Fugitive went out of production.
Okay, I didn't know if that was the same time.
I think Patrick Peebles was really, really, really upset with us. But with
Pain.
The Pain. There it is.
Yep.
Yes. And anyway, that didn't mean that those weren't available still. That just meant that they were not going to be produced in the very near future from us, from Latitude 64. So with all the new discs that have come out over the last 2 years, this discussion is very much on the discussion board, and we're going to be talking about what discs could possibly come out of production for the 2019 season.
Gotcha.
We'll fill you in more later.
Someone asked something about GBO, and it was pretty long. It was something about, I don't know if he was trying to convince his wife to come to GBO or what, but before I could grab it, it went away, so I apologize. So if you can put that question back up, I'll see if I can find it. I do know I have gotten on Facebook a few people asking the dates for GBO 2019. So I always tell people the last weekend of April, and that's still correct. I mean, that's the correct way to say it, right?
Yeah, we spent, what was that, the better part of Tuesday after Glass Blown Open?
Yeah.
Talking about Glass Blown Open.
Right. So, yeah, the last weekend of April.
Last weekend of April. Book your vacation.
Oh, so Danny caught it. Are there any other things for spouses to do during GBO? They can play disc golf.
Yeah.
Do they like disc golf?
They can shop.
They could shop a little bit.
They can go to the zoo.
If they want to shop at like a big mall, they can go to Topeka, which isn't too far away.
Yeah, 45 minutes.
Yeah, so shop out there.
They can go bowling.
Go bowling.
They can go to the roller skating rink.
There you go.
They can visit the Dynamic Disc store for the third time.
In a day.
They can help us with the Lost and Found.
They can volunteer.
They could help put
They could do the caddy games.
Caddy games, yes.
Caddy games.
There's all kinds of stuff to do.
Play poker.
Yep, we'll see them.
Yeah, there's a lot of like shops. They can shop along Emporia, the main street of Emporia. All right, so let's move on to Handeye Supply. Now, I grabbed a few Handeye because these have been out for a while, these breakaway Handeye deals, but I really, really like these. These are really cool, and I wanted to show off some of the really cool burst stuff we got going on and the really cool logo that's on there. Look at that rainbow one. That's really cool. Here's some other ones with those nice. Is this a soft judge? No, soft warden.
It's just good.
Nice.
It's just good. So yeah, we've been getting a lot of just really good positive feedback from. We launched the monthly subscription service 2 months ago, we've had two months where we've sent out product, and we've been getting a lot of good feedback, getting a lot of new subscribers for that. Working with Crispin Carrasco, the man behind Handeye Supply. He's putting in a lot of time to make sure that we get some cool things for that, and the feedback has been very well received. One of the things that you're going to notice is that it's going to change over to Handeye Society.
Ooh, Handeye Society.
Yes, Crispin felt passionate about that, and I think that's really cool. And one of the things, you're going to see some more things happen with that. I encourage you to check out the monthly subscription Handeye Society. On the website, it's $39.99 a month. You get a whole bunch of cool stuff. This next one for July, there's a really cool shirt that I am absolutely going to have for myself, and a couple cool discs. The mechanical pencil that somehow never showed up for a couple times is going to get included on this month's subscription, so that you can keep track of your score during tournaments.
Sure.
That's all I got with that.
And just like we showed a really quick video, the easiest way to find out more information is go to dynamicdiscs.com, click on the store tab, and then in that little sub menu, you'll see Handeye subscription service, and you can check that out and check out more. You can kind of see the next month, depending on what time of month it is, you can see that the next month's box that's available, and you can learn more information about it. So yeah, super excited about that. It's just a way to get, there's so many there's the Watch of the Month Club, the Book of the Month, the Bread of the Month, the Fruit of the Month. They even have Dog Treat of the Month ones. So why not have some more Disc Golf of the Month stuff? So cool stuff there. Let's see. What do we got? We got any questions coming in?
Yeah, last questions. I think we got to wrap this thing up.
Yes. I don't see any questions. I didn't grab any. I wasn't able to grab any questions. I don't see any. I see that Eric McCabe has joined us. Hope you're having a good time designing that course out there in Illinois, I believe he said he was.
Traveling man. He's all over the place. If you need a course design, he's your man.
He's the man. Marty J asks the price. The subscription is $39.99 a month. You get some really sweet swag there.
Yep.
Any other questions real quick before we end this? Number of people that made it out to the Arrowhead experience.
Over 500 players.
500 players. That's a lot of people.
It was 8 players every 7 minutes from 8:30 in the morning until a little after 4 o'clock.
So I got to say, my favorite, and it's always my favorite when we do at the football stadiums, is the last hole where we always have them throw it through the uprights into the middle. That is just the coolest shot to be able to do.
It is.
And everybody tries to get it right through the uprights, and it's so cool to watch them do that. Anyway, I thought that was cool. Ryan George wants a DD store in Southern California. Always working on something.
Working on something.
Well, here's the thing, though, Ryan. Ryan, where are we going to put it if California gets broken up into 3 states?
Oh my gosh, I didn't even know this was happening.
Yes, I don't know if it was already voted upon, but it's apparently pretty soon they're going to vote on whether they should have 3. It's going to be northern, if it goes through, Northern California, Southern California, and then just California.
Wow.
This isn't a political show, so we won't get into it.
They're always working on something in California.
Apparently, they're always working on something. Thomas asks, are we looking forward to the blood pudding? Bring it on. I want blood pudding every day. No, I don't. I don't want blood pudding every day, but I do want to try it. Do you want to say hi to Thomas? Thomas is watching.
Hey, Thomas. That's it. Next show, July 18th. We will be back from our European travel. We'll be done with U.S. Amateur Match Play Championships. We will be done with the Junior World Championships. We'll have more new products. I know this week we've got a basket showing up, hopefully our final sample of the Scout. So hopefully we can show you a little bit more on that, but feeling pretty confident about that one. And we're always working on something.
Absolutely. If you missed any part, if you just tune in, this will refresh on Facebook. Go rewatch it again. Or if you're watching on YouTube and you want to see it live, we go live every third Monday of the month. Roughly around 4:30 p.m. is what we're going to shoot for. So make sure you join us on Facebook, Dynamic Disc Facebook page. Thanks, guys. Hey, guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you do me a huge favor, head out to iTunes or even on Stitcher and go rate and review our show. It would really help us out. Thank you so much.